I read The Art of War, and let me tell you, it's not just about battles or military conflicts. This book is an incredible manual on how to live life, make strategic decisions, and handle any kind of challenge that comes your way. And the most amazing part? It was written over 2,500 years ago, yet it remains so relevant. So, let me share what I learned and how you can apply it to your life today. Our goal for this video is subscribe to the channel if you'd like, and let's get started. First, the idea of knowing yourself and your enemy. It sounds obvious, but how many times do we try to change something in our lives without even understanding where to start? For example, if you want to lose weight, it's not enough to just cut back on food or hit the gym. You need to take a step back and analyze your own behavior in detail. When do you feel hungry? Is it in the middle of the afternoon when your energy drops, or is it late at night when you're trying to relax? Is it physical hunger, where your body needs fuel, or is it emotional hunger driven by stress or boredom? These are critical questions, and each answer tells you something important about yourself. Many times, we eat not because we're truly hungry, but because we're looking for comfort or distraction. Recognizing this pattern is a significant step forward because it allows you to address the root cause rather than just treating the symptoms. Beyond identifying when and why you eat, it's equally important to understand what triggers these behaviors. Are there specific situations, emotions, or even people that lead you to make unhealthy choices? Maybe it's the stress of a tough workday, or maybe it's the sight of snacks on your kitchen counter. Once you start identifying these triggers, you can take proactive steps to change your environment or your routines to make better decisions. For instance, if you know you tend to snack mindlessly while watching TV, you could prepare healthier options in advance or set a rule to eat only at the table. The more you understand these patterns, the more control you gain over them. Now let's talk about the enemy, which in this case is processed food. These products aren't just designed to satisfy your hunger. They're specifically engineered to keep you hooked. When you know how these foods are designed to manipulate your choices, you can start making better decisions and take back control of your health. This approach, combining self-awareness with an understanding of external influences, is far more effective than simply relying on willpower. After all, if you know how the enemy operates, you're better equipped to outsmart it. Another thing the book teaches is the importance of planning your actions in advance. Sun Tzu says a great chess master can think several moves ahead, while a beginner only focuses on the next move. This applies to everything in life, especially situations where planning can make all the difference. Take the example of asking for a raise. Before you go into that conversation, you need to be well prepared. It's not enough to say you deserve a raise because you've been at the company for a long time or because you need more money. Those arguments on their own are easily dismissed. What you need is a strategic plan. Start by gathering information about your performance. What results have you delivered in recent months? What projects have you led or contributed to that brought value to the company? List at least 4 solid reasons that demonstrate how valuable you are to the organization. These reasons need to be concrete, based on numbers, facts, or positive impacts you've created. For example, I increased sales by 20% last quarter, or I implemented a system that reduced operational costs by 15%. Arguments like these are hard to refute. Also, consider your boss's potential counterarguments. They might say, for instance, that the budget is tight or that other employees are also in line for promotions. If you've already thought about these scenarios and know how to respond, you'll be one step ahead. That's why planning your future moves is so important. Think of it like a game of chess. The more steps ahead you can anticipate, the stronger your position will be. And there's more. Planning isn't just about having good arguments, but also about choosing the right timing. If the company has just gone through a crisis, it might not be the ideal moment to ask for a raise. But if you know you've just completed an important project or the company is celebrating strong results, that might be the perfect time. Sun Tzu would say, you need to align your strategy with the circumstances around you. This combination of planning, timing, and preparation can turn any situation in your favor. Another lesson that really stuck with me is to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Sun Tzu says the best victory is the one achieved without fighting. That's genius. Think about how many times we get into arguments or disputes that end up draining our energy, time, and even money. A practical example? Resolving a problem through legal action. It might be necessary in some cases, but most of the time, the emotional and financial costs are huge. Instead, why not try solving it with a simple conversation? Maybe a phone call is all it takes to settle the issue without further stress. Another thing Sun Tzu teaches is knowing when to retreat. He says you should never attack a hill from the front or defend with your back to a mountain. In other words, choose your battles wisely. Sometimes insisting on something will only put you at a disadvantage, like a business that's not profitable. Instead of continuing to push, maybe it's time to rethink your strategy or even change direction. Persistence is important, but only when it leads somewhere meaningful. And finally, one of the biggest lessons I took away: adapt to circumstances. A lot of people want a magic formula for success, but the truth is, there's no rule that works all the time. The world changes, people change, and what works today might not work tomorrow. So instead of looking for ready-made answers, learn to adjust to what's around you. Those who know themselves, their enemy, and the right moment to act are far more likely to succeed. These lessons aren't complicated, but they're profound. And the magic lies in applying them, not just understanding them. When you read a book like The Art of War, it's not about memorizing its lines or treating it like a checklist. It's about internalizing the wisdom and letting it shape the way you approach challenges. In your personal life, this might mean learning to resolve conflicts with empathy and strategy, rather than reacting impulsively. At work, it could mean stepping back to assess a situation fully before diving in. In financial matters, it might mean understanding risks thoroughly before making a big decision. What I love most about The Art of War is its timeless focus on efficiency and intelligence. It doesn't tell you to fight harder or longer, but to fight smarter. The best strategies, according to Sun Tzu, are the ones that achieve maximum results with minimum effort or loss. That's not just a military concept, it's a way to live. Imagine going through life choosing your battles wisely, preparing for challenges thoughtfully, and knowing when to engage or walk away. And sometimes, the best fight is the one you don't even have to start. Avoiding unnecessary conflict isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. Knowing how to diffuse tension, find common ground, and create mutually beneficial outcomes often leads to stronger relationships and greater success. This is the true power of Sun Tzu's teachings. They guide you toward a life that's not only more strategic, but also more peaceful and fulfilling. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if it makes sense for you.